Hey guys, welcome back to another Linux weekly video for February. Open Suse. Is what we're doing? That's right. I think I mentioned in one of the other videos that we were going to change the drive, which I don't have one dug out. So, I should turn that light on. Probably not. Well, anyways, let's see if this will do it. And I didn't change the hard drive. I don't think we did in the last video. This is what I mean. This thing operate. Oh, that's right. We did mess with it. So we managed to mess with the drive in it, because now it says that instead of it looping. So we'll put that in. See what happens if I hit. We'll have to do Control Delete maybe. There we go. Oh, this is different. See what it does. Boot from hard disk. I don't remember. No, this might be a bummer. Might actually have to try to install it. You can see my touchpad on this old thing. Didn't do this the last time. Video mode. Guess my better pick up my tool bag here. I only did get a battery for that. It's not mine. Just borrowing it from one of these ones. Alright, back to this. Guess we'll see if we can install it. This is the one I like. But if I remember right, this is doing what the Mint and all that, it doesn't let you do that. Guess we ought to turn on the light. I think we did that. I think we had that in the last video. That ceiling fan came out of the trash. It cleaned up pretty nice. I've had it for, shoot, the last 9 years maybe. Only issue that its spot is this spot. I guess I need some, Goo Gone or Goof Off or something to get all that off. The light kit, brand new, out of the box. Did not come with the ceiling fan, so. Alright, so this is what we got going on here. Yeah, I get sidetracked and off topic very easily. I gotta say, this Linux series, is not going over very well. I thought these would be like an hour long. No, they're not going over very well. So we're gonna set you up while this is doing. You can kind of have an idea of what's going on here. Alright, and we're back. I had to go take care of some other business. So. Or that probably looks better for you. My hand gets tired of holding the camera. I don't know if I mentioned in the other videos, finally got a charger for this thing. I'll have to do a project video on what that goes to. Maybe somebody can bleep bloop on it, comment down below on it when I do the video on why the battery does what it does. So stay tuned for, upcoming rainy day when I have nothing to really do. I had 2 videos I need to film on some random stuff. Make those project videos. Just me can shine some light. Now what are we doing? I'm saying just time zone. I guess we didn't have to change the drive for that. Because in the last video we did, we done this one in the last video and it wouldn't install. First video, what did we do in the first video? The first video we did peppermint, which didn't install either. Which I remember trying to install peppermint on this machine when I first got it. It didn't work. You can see, I think I mentioned in the last 2 videos we did this, we'll mention it again. These 2, you can tell by the date. wouldn't install on this. I tried that back in December 25, and we got peppermint that didn't work on it. I couldn't even get it. It would just hang. This one really hung, which I'm surprised. This is the first version, I think the first version of Linux I've ever messed with. So, neither one of those work on it, so we'd have to find other machines that'll work on. That'll have to be a day when I can get time to pick out a machine and mess with it off camera. You know, I don't want to do it on camera and then, you know, look kind of dumb. Maybe we could do a video on both of those together and show you what the computer actually does. I don't want the video to be a 3-hour video. Just if you seen it hang, maybe it will go in. I'm not doing all that. Told it wasn't supposed to rain today. Why none of the other ones would install? I think if I remember right, this one didn't have live. I knew one of them I was going to have to install. So while that's installing, be back in a second here. Only downfall with filming weekly project videos when you're home is you got 2 dogs that like to bark at anything and nothing. Well, let me rephrase that. Everything and nothing. It could be simple as nothing's out there. Move the screen so you can watch it install. I thought this said downloading. It says remaining. Guess maybe this version of Linux is not as big. I think the next version of Linux, I don't think we have to install that one. Mint was my favorite. I remember installing Mint on a computer years ago. Speaking of these discs, we got, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of these. Let me count that again. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 6 of these. I got them from a clean out, I guess probably about 9, 8 years ago, roughly. This office building that shut down years ago, and they needed it cleaned out. It had a bunch of vintage computers. I managed to build 2. One had, I think, Windows 95, and the other one was 3.1. I think one was a 386. We got some Pentium 4s and Pentium 3s out of there. I saved, some of the software. Some of it went in the trash because I didn't know what it was. We got a bunch of floppy disks. We split them between me, my buddy, at the time. This was in Pennsylvania. I still have, I think, one of the machines we built, but it doesn't do anything. It don't turn on, it doesn't do nothing. It's sitting in storage. That might be the 386. But yeah, that's where this all came from. If y'all were wondering how I acquired all this, no, I did not make these discs. Someone else did, and I was just hanging on one day, doing something with it and exploring it. But then, couple months ago, I was like, well, we need to find a winter project, and I was supposed to do this in January, which didn't happen. So this was supposed to be all winter long, which only going to be a month long. We got some lawn equipment repair. I think only one we have to do. I didn't winterize everything. Two things I didn't winterize. We didn't winterize the old MTD, and the mower at the shop is not winterized. Last time I used those, we will just winterize it before putting. No, we might need it again. So I just threw it down in the basement, and it hasn't been touched by me since. Great, grand. It's perfect. Really perfect. Looking for another Murray like mine. We got, so you could mention in other videos that it's underneath our trailer for the winter, along with all the other lawnmowers. I tried to get rid of two of them, and then again I would have had to break the skirting to get it out. And might hear the dogs barking. The mail's here. And speaking of the mail, it's only 2 o'clock. It's 2:04 now, and it's just now coming, which is perfect and all. Why can't it come any other day this early? Any other day it comes like at 7, 8 o'clock at night. We ain't walking up there and getting it that late. As you can see, I have forgotten some Christmas decorations when I put Christmas stuff away. Thinking that I got my Christmas story glasses still out, and they didn't get put away. I put them in their original box to put them away, but when I had all the boxes out and putting Christmas away, managed to get Christmas all put away in one day, which was a mistake. Should have waited to do the outside stuff on a warm day, but no, I was on the rocking and rolling. Well, that next day my body was feeling it. We are about at the halfway point. Keep your system up. No, keep your system secured and up to date. Performing installation kind of reminds you of Windows 98 and Windows XP installation, when you have all the check marks here of everything that's being done. See, automatic configuration would be the next thing, is performing installation. I don't know if you could see it, but we're at 47% completed. As you can see for this video, I can't sit still. Sometimes I can't do that. It's one of those days where it's hard to stay in one spot. I ought to scrounge out something to drink in here. Got some lemon lime up the store brand. Wife told me it's supposed to taste like Sprite. This one. Probably not good for me to drink this. Like, I'm running on an empty stomach. Haven't eaten. And it's what? 2:08 in the afternoon. Guess it. Life is right. It sort of tastes like Sprite. But, well, guess what? It's flat. But the flavor's there. Tastes like flat Sprite. I thought about making a cup of coffee, but instead I had soda instead. Kind of hoping this wasn't going to take as long, but then again, I'm trying to do longer videos. I guess we'll call this Open Suse. The details, release note, slideshow. That reminds me of PowerPoint presentations. I've done my fair share of those in school. Remember, the teacher put us up in teams of 3. And it was me and my two best friends. Two best friends. Me and my friend Alex did most of PowerPoint. The other friend, well, she kind of slept the whole way through. But the PowerPoint was on Scooby-Doo. Managed to have one group in my class that did their PowerPoint presentation on, well, it was sex related. Not mentioning what it is. He got in trouble for that. Do you remember that? Mr. Sheehan was one of my computer classes, of course. We always said, well, I never said it. Well, I said it once. I was like, well, it's my birthday. Can we have a free day? And yeah, she gave it to us. Friend Alex wasn't all into that. Going in and saying, hey, Mr. Sheehan, birthday, my birthday, free day. Oh, the battery light finally went out. In the last 2 videos, I guess probably from sitting, because, I'm doing these weekly videos, and then the computer's just, sat in a corner until the next time. The battery doesn't last worth of crap. It holds a charge. You can run off of it, but it doesn't last. It's old. This really reminds me of Windows XP. Gotta keep an eye out. My wife's grandmother might come down, and she's a pain in the rear. So if she does, I'll have to hurry up and shut lights off, so it makes it look like I'm not home. I know it's mean, but it is another dreary raining day, and she won't come in the house. And I'm not standing outside. And she was told that no one was going to be home. But I'm home. You know, I mentioned in one of these videos that we did of the Linux series that the kitchen ceiling fan I showed, it does have one weird thing to it. The switch for the fan, not the light, the speeds are low, medium, high, and then off. But when it's off and you turn it on, it turns on to low. So low and high are reversed. That's how it was when I got it. So it could be that maybe the switch or the fan was replaced. I didn't think it was going to take this long. Though if y'all want to, just fast forward to towards the ending. Let's see. Hit the mouse. It is at 56. I guess 65% isn't that bad. Definitely can hear the hard drive clicking. Clicking away. Clicking away. And away it goes. Is it actually going to install or is it going to freeze? Since I looked last, it only went up from 65% to 66. So what's the next one? Actually, the next version, I think, is just a tutorial disc. I think it's just a tutorial. So that means next week's video is going to probably be short. This is going to be all month long. Y'all might get bored of it, but I'm sorry, it's what I got. Want to do stuff outside, but all the outside weekly projects are away this for the season. I have other computers here we can do projects with. I got 2 more. We're going to try to beat out some weekly project videos out of. Not trying to yak the whole time. Oh, there we go. Now we're at 74%. Suse and lettings. I don't think I... Did I do the hard drive test? I don't remember. %75%. Now we're going to stop for probably a little bit, and I'm still reading the disc, so... I have not yet messed with this version. I have not. The only ones I messed with, personally, not on a camera, would be Mint. That's the only one I think I messed with. Like I said, next week might be kind of short, because I'm just now realizing it's an application tutorial disc. I wonder what would happen if I hit details. Oh, shows you everything. Should have done that a long time ago. Doesn't tell you time remaining, does it? Let's see. Total time. Roughly 2 minutes and 52 seconds left, maybe? The bottom one is the whole process, which is at 80%. The top one is installing the packages, or whatever they call, whatever you call them, Linux calls them. And yes, the time is for the packages, which is at 80%. No, oh, that's not percentages. It's just packages. So it's jumping from like 74 to like 90 to back into the 70s. And right now it's staying in the 70s right now. I'm still surprised that the other two versions of Linux that we did was Peppermint and, let's see, SABAYON. I can't even pronounce it. Some words I can't pronounce. Neither one of those would install. But I don't think, did we try installing Mint? I don't think we did, just because it worked the way it was. Imagine trying to install this on a 64-bit system. The compact Pisario V2000 only a 32-bit system. Oh, well, that's right. We tried it. No, actually, not we. I tried it on a 64-bit system, which I was told by two computer people that actually have computer shops that it should work, which it did not. That's when I turned around and said it didn't work. That's when they turned around and said, well, you might need an older computer, which I picked this. Which I have two other older computers that are older than this here as a backup, because the last time we went up was October, beginning of October. I wanted to make sure that I was able to do this series this winter. I wanted to make sure, positive, I could do it. The only reason why I picked the compact Pisario V2000 over I think the other one was a Pentium 4. The other one might be a Pentium 3. But anywho, the reason why I picked this is because it's the newest. The original one I picked was that Dell's brought around 8,000 that you've seen in one of my previous videos. May have been another video that might have been the Pentium 3 that has, there might even be a Celeron that has Windows 7 on it running 512 megabytes of RAM. The ROM drive doesn't work. I can't get it. It has a BIOS. The BIOS is locked. Can't do nothing with. Well, and then I picked the Toshiba. That wouldn't do it. That's why the last time I went up, that's why I picked more than 2 computers. More than one. I brought back 3. That way I'm ensured that it's going to work. Let's see where we're at now. Okay. Oh, we ran into a problem. Warning, the disk space is nearly exhausted. Would you continue with the installation? Yeah, see what happens. Well, if it would have known that, then why didn't it just tell me it didn't have room from the start? This is not going to work because of that message. My grandmother's cross. And this is my work area. This is, I work here. I have my morning coffee here. So I always have my grandmother. The reason why this is not around my neck is because the chain, it won't fit my neck anymore. If I remember right, I think that's the one she always wore. So I always have her at the table in the morning with me when I drink my coffee and play my morning solitaire, which I have not really been into lately. I just sit here and look out the window and drink my morning coffee. It's not, is it? Okay, it's loading the hard drive. Saving system configuration. Boy, that sounds really familiar. Windows XP. And don't Windows 98 do that? We need to get a Windows 98 going. We need Windows 3.1. We need to do a video on Windows 95. Can't do 3.1 because I have to have floppy disks for that. All my 3.1 versions are all on floppy disks, and by now they probably all need to be remade. That's a pain, and I would need my computer buddy, which I don't think he would want to be in my videos. I would need to find a partner that would be willing to be in my videos and be willing to do it. And then on top of that, we definitely would need a cameraman lady for that person. That, I guess, would be where my wife comes in the picture at. So to do 3.1, we need a good machine, preferably a desktop with a good floppy drive, and we would need Windows 3.1 on good floppy disks, and I think we would need MS-DOS on a good floppy disk. I think you have to install DOS before installing 3.1. And that's the oldest version of Windows I've ever messed with. I haven't messed with anything older than that. Um, Now Mac back in the mid '80s, I messed with that. Um, Messed with a Texas Instrument from the early '80s. I don't remember whatever happened to that. I think that was my mom's computer. I think that's when. I think the reason why I couldn't mess with that too much when I was younger was because I think that required a cassette deck, tape deck. Trying to get the disc out. There's what I'll show you what the disc looks like again. You see, 32-bit. Oh, it's a DVD, so it's newer than I thought. So, but I think the other two machines had that on there. So we'll let that boot up. Oh, so it's still. I thought it was already done. I'm multitasking. Boy, this is the longest. This is going to be the longest video for this week. We're already 42 minutes in. I thought by now it would have done something dumb, gave us an error, said, hey, you're not going to do this, like in the last two videos. Like I said, if y'all want to, just fast forward through until we get to, and I would just fast forward through, but again, all my videos are all raw, not edited. Because if I did edit them, then I wouldn't have my dogs barking in the background, which is, I guess, fine. They do that. Like I said, they bark at something that's not outside. I think is what they're seeing is they're seeing movement. Because if you look really good, you can see when in the fall, in the winter, when the trees are naked for the season, you can see vehicles go up and down the main road. Not our road, the main road. If you look really good. Now, sometimes in the summertime you can see cars go down, but you kind of have to be like really looking. And you have to really look through certain parts of the trees to see it. Installing sound. You got neighbor across the way. They come in and out with trucks. He does landscaping for a career, and a little light over there, they'll come on, they'll bark at it. They'll bark at a bird. Anything that moves, they'll bark. So we'll see what we got. Oh, there's a light spot in the screen right there. And she's getting kind of toasty here. I think it's... I forget the... It's not giving me any kind of error. It's not letting me around this. It's not, you know... Let me delete that. Well, folks, I'm not going to sit here and mess around all day with it, but we're going to call this a failure video. That's what happened. I know it's used, or maybe it's my name. Hold on, let me try one more time. Well, there you got it. Big fail on this one. Don't like shutting it down that way. So stay tuned for next week. See, what's next week's video? Next week's video is going to be on that. Like I said, see what I mean? Tutorial Disc 2012. So it's a lot newer than this computer. So thank you for watching. If you have a comment, please leave one. Thanks for watching.